What's going on, y'all? So listen. Woo child. Let me just tell y'all something. It's freeze pop season. I go to Walmart and get like 3 bags of these. Now I will fuck these up because first of all, the ones that I get sugar free and they just so good. So any fucking way, I had to go get me a freeze pop or two because this Queen Sugar didn't I say, like, Queen Sugar really tried our whole nerves this whole episode, okay? Because I predicted this shit was gonna happen since last season with I was about to call him Rumi, with Remy, okay, and Nova. Who saw that shit coming? Bitch, I did. And then last week, I said, no, no, no. We not about to do this shit, right? Then we get the shit with Charlie and Jacob. Bitch, we are not about to do this shit, okay? No, we are not. No, we are not. Then Kofi about to have some Malaysian babies up in here. That's cute. But I'm just sitting here like, we are being tried right about now, okay? But what was going on in this episode? So the episode starts off, Darla just get through coming back from, first of all, this is episode 5 out of season 3 called A Little Lower Than Angels. So, Darla and what's his little name? Blue, they come back from the Shed Aquarium. Well, that's not the Shed Aquarium. Shed Aquarium is called the Shed Aquarium out here in Chicago. That's why I'm so used to saying it. But they come back from the aquarium, okay? And they just talking and having a good time about, what sharks and what fish and what part they like the most. And, when she was putting him in the car, Blue was like, Mama, when you coming home? And she just don't know what to say about that. And he had that little look on his face, like puppy dog look, like, just begging, please come home. He want to know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. He thinks that everything is still good. And then later we see that Darla had texted Ralph and told him that we need to talk and we need to tell Blue. We see Ralph went on ahead, gave Benny a job. That's the guy who we saw the last time, who came late for the job interview. Remy was talking about how it's good to see to see a young farmer doing their thing out there, and proud of the fact that Ralph went on ahead and got all 800 acres. 800 goddamn acres, bitch. That sounds like money to me, but shit, that's a lot of time and energy to go in there, And so that's when he got that text and having to, talk to Darla about the whole thing and wanted to talk to Blue. And we see that, what's his name? Nova. Let me just get this out the way, okay? I don't know how I feel about Benny right now, okay? Because the whole Ralph storyline, let me just get his storyline out the way for now. My boo-boo was on it tonight, he trying to get a little funny in, trying to get a little serious, trying to get on his P's and Q's. Then you got Benny in here. They showed so many different dimensions and aspects of Ralph's character. I love it. We first saw him, he was just coming out of jail and he was still it looked like he was still going back to his old bullshit, sticking up the store, stealing, but he was doing that one time just to get some money for his son. And then, he, ever since then, he's trying to change his life around, people giving him chances. He fuck up a little bit, but then he make it up. Then he trying to help other people in his position, all the while by not trying to be a deadbeat dad, still being in his son's life. And his son loved him immensely. And then to find out that boy is not his, and still that don't change no type of feelings that he have towards him. Because there are some niggas out here who will find out a child is not theirs and be like, deuces, okay? And that's just not the connection that he has with Blue, and I love that. So Benny, the new employee, he is on the phone talking to somebody, trying to figure out where he gonna go, where he gonna stay. And Ralph overhears what's going on, and he basically needed some place to stay because he came up and he seen him at the house, and he was like, what's going on? And he was like, it's some mess that's happening that's over where he's supposed to be staying. I think he's staying with his aunt or his grandmother, whoever. And if he stay there, he's going to get in trouble and he's not trying to go back to jail. And they sat down at one point and they had a conversation about how it was when they first got out of jail, how he don't know nothing no more, know nobody. Everything just looks strange and it feels like he's still in there, and, you know, how they cope with it. And I appreciated that scene because, you know, Ralph is telling him his experience. He's telling him how it feels and what he needs to do and what he went through as well to get out of it. And at this point, Ralph was like, okay, well, you can stay with me one night because I got a son, okay? This ain't no everyday thing. Later, you know, he was still trying to figure out where he's going to stay at. And eventually he did find a place. He was still out there at the farm earlier than he should have been. And I was like, what the fuck? That was a little suspect to me, okay? I'm trying to keep my hopes up. I'm not trying to be optimistic a little here. But I was like, the fuck you doing here? He said, I'm just trying to get some early work in and all this stuff. And he said, Ralph had asked him, did you find somewhere to stay? He said, yeah, I'm got a friend over there on Crane Street. Now, he was like, you know, all that shit that goes on over there, that's easy to get your ass caught up. He said, man, they had their business and I'm going to follow my business. That's all that it is. And he was like, look, bro, okay, I got a son, I got a kid. You can stay here with me, but bitch, you going to have to follow my rules and all this stuff. I honestly, when Ralph walked away, dude had this smirk on his face that I couldn't really read. Like, it could have either been, bitch, I got a place to stay. Thank you. He saved me. Or, bitch, my plan worked to get up in this motherfucker. That's what it could have been. And I don't know which one. How do y'all get where I'm coming from? Because I don't want Benny to come in and fuck shit up and get Ralph in trouble. Okay? And I don't want him to come in and fuck his own shit up. Okay? I'm just keep my eye on him. That's what I'm gonna tell Ralph, baby. We gotta keep our eye on him. Cause, you know, I'm kind of a little disappointed because he didn't ask me first. But, you know, my man is out here trying to be a leader, you know what I'm saying, trying to rule by example and shit like that. But, you know, you can't save everybody, but he trying. You know, Nova done got into him a little bit, so he's like paying it forward. Somebody helped him, so therefore let him help others. I get that. So that's why I'm not 100% mad, but something is fishy about Benny, and I'm gonna keep my eye on that nigga. Alright, speaking of Ralph, you know, since this whole Darla situation is going on, the little Asian girl, what was her name? Tran? We gonna call her Tran because I don't remember. I know it started with a T. She's Vietnamese, and, you know, she's the daughter of the lady that works at the dock. Bitch, that lady, you know, what is it about mothers when they find somebody that they like and they always trying to give you all types of foods and shit like that? She was like, here, we finna eat. We got a whole bunch of food. We got this. You want this? You want that? We want that? You gotta give you a lot of food. I said, bitch, feed me. And then the shit look healthy as fuck. I said, y'all finna eat some Vietnamese spring rolls. Shrimps, spring rolls. Let me tell you something. Them things be so goddamn good. When they was sitting there making it, I said, and it's healthy too. Because it's raw shrimps, ain't nothing but fucking lettuce up in that bitch. The little noodles. And then you just go to town on that shit. If I eat out, that's what I get. That's my little healthy meal that I get. But anyway, moving on from that. So they bonding at the table, him and the daughter. And I was like, oh. Now they waiting for people to come in. And I'm thinking it's just the mother and the brother that's left. Baby, when it was time to eat, a whole bunch of village of them came through that kitchen door, that dining room door. I said, what the fuck y'all came? Like clown car. You know how the clown car is? And then all the motherfuckers come out of there. I said, where did y'all come from? It was like 15 generations just came out that kitchen into the dining room. But anyway, it looked like they was in good company and everybody was having a good time. They had a lasting impression on them because, you know, Trina was talking about her uncle, or I think her grandfather, whatever, who had fought in the Vietnam War, because Ralph was looking at some figurines, and, you know, she was telling the story and all that stuff. Later on, they meet up at the job, and he asked her out on the weekend. She said, no, I can't do it because she kind of hesitated, like, ugh, bitch, you got the wrong idea. I mean, I was talking to your ass, but, you know, that wasn't meant for you to just come over here and ask me to, you know, go out with you. Like, I don't like you like that. I said, girl, you better straighten up your face and you better not play my man to the left. He was like, you know what? Okay, look, you don't want to go out with me. I must have misread it, so I'll see you later, okay? because she said she had to help her mama and then she had to go work somewhere else or do something and it just wasn't a good time. And then he just was like, okay, sorry I bothered you. I'm going to get out your hair, and walked away. She was like, it's 6 other days in a week. I was like, yes, go ahead, go ahead. And she was like, you know what? Monday is my day off. Ralph was like, well, I'll pick you up Monday. I was like, once again, you're doing this shit not running by me. But okay, go ahead and do what you got to do because I like her, But anyway, that was whole Ralph shit. At the end of the episode, baby, with Ralph's situation, Darla comes over. Blue was sitting there with, let me just do Vi right quick. Vi trying to get her medicine regulated. She's, having dizziness and stuff like that. They working on a truck. And, when they was out there working on that truck, baby, and Darla came back with Blue, bitch, Vi saw Blue. Vi saw Darla. Vi took Blue into the house. Darla, here she go. Hey, Miss Vi. Hey, Miss Viola. Bitch, Viola just kept on walking. Hollywood stood there. I think he looked at her. He probably didn't. But he went right to the other direction, back to the truck, and didn't pay her no mind. Darla knew at that moment, take my ass back to the car. I said, girl, you fucked up. Okay, you fucked up bad. Don't come over here trying to think everything's all to the good. You know how long it was that it took Vi to even put you back in her good graces, and now you done fucked that shit up again? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. She done gave you a chance already. Vi's over it. Mind you, Vi got Hollywood and Blue eating vegan food. I guess this is something that Nova came up with to help out with her lupus and stuff. It probably can help, changing the diet, help control it, lessen some of the symptoms or whatever. But baby, when she was like, here, Hollywood, you get some fried squash. I said, girl, what? When he was like steak and mushroom, and she set it down for Blue. Blue looked at that shit like, bitch, what the fuck is this? Now I was listening to the mushrooms, like, you give me mushrooms any day, bitch. Give me mushroom soup, put mushrooms on my sandwich, put mushrooms in my eggs, put mushrooms on anything. I just love mushrooms, okay? Saute them bitches and just hook it all up. All right, so I would have been fine with what Blue had, but bitch, my face, I was looking at all that shit just like Blue was. And then Hollywood over here trying to encourage Blue to eat the stuff and saying it's going to taste good. He was like, look, here. He ate the shit and his face was like, what the fuck? That was how I was looking the whole time. Because, bitch, somebody kept on trying to get me. It's like, girl, go vegan, go vegan. No, bitch, I like my meat. Okay? I like my meat. I don't care. I don't care. They went out and got some burgers and stuff. And then at this time when they eating, Blue was like, so Hollywood, when you and Aunt Vi get married, are y'all gonna have a baby? And he was like, no, we ain't gonna have no babies. She ain't gonna have no baby. I ain't gonna have no baby. He said, I don't think it's a bad thing if you don't want no babies. And I was like, maybe, he said something. I don't know if he said something about the babies, but he said, I'm gonna have to ask her to do something when my parents get married. And then Hollywood was looking like, oh shit. So he had to hurry up and change the subject. Playing like he was finna eat his chicken nugget and stuff like that. And so later, the last scene that we seen with Ralph, Darla and Ralph was sitting down talking to Blue and told him that, you're going to have 2 rooms. You're going to have a room here at the farm and you're going to have a room over there at your mama's house because we are not getting married. And when Blue started crying with no tears, baby, I was sitting up here because, do you want to know what got me tearing up? Not necessarily Blue, it was Ralph, because let me tell you something. Kofi be acting, all right? When an actor can come through and let you feel what the character's emotion's supposed to be, like, baby, he be putting it all in his face. He was tearing up. He was feeling it and all that stuff. And then when he leaned over and he was trying to talk to Blue, I was just sitting here like, talk to the child. Blue was like, I said, Blue, where is your tears? No lie, I know he acting. I know he a little kid or whatever. But baby ain't had no tears coming down or anything. But it's cute. He was like, I just want to go to my room. Bless his heart. He is so fucking cute. Oh my God. Anyway, moving on from that. I just want to see what the argument gonna be about next week with Blue. No, Darla, Blue, and Ralph. Right, I was right. But anyway, so that was by stuff. Nova. Nova came. Bitch, Nova got an aura about her that just brings all the boys to the goddamn yards, okay? They can't say no to this baby. I said, girl, what is going on? They up there, she out there on the porch, just, trying to write her book. Remy come up there like, oh, what you doing? And she was like, I'm trying to figure out this and figure out that. He looking at the stuff. Oh, Unknown by Nova Bordelon. Okay, whatever. And it's like, you know what? Because Ralph was like, you need to get your ass up and go home and do your work, okay? Because get up off my porch, okay? Taking over my goddamn porch, taking over my house, eating up all my food, not replacing shit. Remy was like, listen, I got a place that you can go and you can get some ideas from or whatever. He pulled out the fishing pole. I said, oh shit, because that's how they connected last week over the fishing story with her and her daddy. And so they go to the to the water, and they get in the boat. He took her laptop and he said, no, bitch, we finna do this the old school way. Pen to the paper, bitch. Pen to the paper, okay? And she was like, what? This is fucked up. But okay, Remy, we can do this shit. So they get in the water, and, he started telling her about how, her mom and Ernest, how the Ernest was telling him that when he took her fishing and he had to get good at it because he saw this girl that can fish. And then they took her on a date to fish, and then she caught 5 fishes that whole time in a row. And so that made him fall in love and knew that that was going to be the woman that he fell for. And so Nova was like, I wonder how she would be if she was still here, or if she never had kids or something like that, and she lived a life that wasn't chose for her. She don't ever want to be anything like that, meaning she just wants to live her life and not have somebody have it be restricted and tell her that she's supposed to do this. This is where her lane is, and stuff like that. And they just vibing. Remy at this time is listening closely, and I was like, okay, y'all gonna do something in this boat. They on the dock or whatever. They drinking beers and talking and having a good conversation. And then all of a sudden Remy is like, you said that you don't want nobody doing this to you, whatever. So what do you mean by that? It's like every time I was with somebody, they always wanted me to do this and do what they wanted, and, have me fashion as their light and all this stuff. And I just want to do me. She was like, Remy said, you need to be with somebody who's going to be with you for you, okay? See you for you. Not Nova the activist, not Nova the writer, but just Nova. Nova was looking like, is that you? I was looking like, the fuck finna happen? Next thing you know, Remy is looking out into the water. Nova looking out into the water. Nova take a swig of her beer. Nova put her head on Remy's shoulder blade. I said, okay. Next thing you know, Remy turned around and looked like, bitch, what you doing? Because we finna get in some trouble. I don't think we need to go this route. But Nova said, yes, we do. And they kissed. And that was it. And I said, God damn. God damn. Now, see, this is messy as hell. But it's somebody said they didn't understand why we were saying that it was messy and what Charlie had to do with it. Charlie is Nova's sister, okay? Charlie and Remy were in a relationship. Just because they did not have sex does not define the fucking relationship. They were in a relationship, okay? And it was moving to that direction. But they broke up before they could actually do something sexual. Either fucking way, that's still her sister ex-man, okay? And that's the territory I don't want my sisters left over, okay? But hey, he feel her, she feeling him, and I'm just sitting here like, shit is about to get fucking messy. Mind you, we got Micah out here playing around with his friends. Micah gonna fuck around and get in trouble, okay? But, trying to do the right thing. Because these friends, they like pro everything. They pro black for real. Not pro everything, but they pro black for real, okay? They want to make they want to make a statement. They want to make a stance, and they want to get it out there and do what other people are not doing. They was talking about Dear White People on Netflix, and it was like, well, at least they Black Student Union did something, and ours don't just do nothing. Michael was like, wait a minute, we got a Black Student Union. It was like, yeah, they don't do shit though. So we need to find another place where we can go and do a little protest that, or do what we did at the basketball game at again. Then one of them had named this plantation that they be, using as like a sightseeing thing. Bitch, they go down there to the goddamn plantation. Somebody getting married and taking their pictures out there. You see the people walking around in the clothes that they wore back in the day when the plantations was up and running. They sitting around there talking on the porch. And dude come out there and was like, y'all gonna have to go. And I would like y'all to no, he said, y'all should get up off that furniture because it's like 250 years old. And old boy said, so you telling me you want me to get up off of my ancestors? First of all, these furnitures was made by the hands of my ancestors, and my ancestors died for my right to be sitting right here. So you want me to leave and run away from what my ancestors did? Okay, bitch. Why don't you go over there to the slave cabin over there and see them? The slaves up in there. I said, bitch, you better go off, little boy. The white man was stuck, okay? All he could say was, y'all gotta leave, okay? He couldn't say shit else. Oh, boy wanted to just sit there and be like, bitch, what? But the other dude said, come on, y'all, let's just go. And then they go, and they were skipping rocks later, and Micah and the other boy, he had a, touching moment because he see another world. He didn't have to deal with somebody being in jail so close to him. I mean, Ralph was in jail, but he didn't have to deal with that because he didn't live with him. This boy, his brother's in jail, and they sitting there looking at the prison and stuff, and they had a connection. They had a vibe for a minute, and I like them. Kiki ain't been around. Every time, first of all, when we first see them, they're at the house. His mama, Charlie, come up in there looking like, what? Oh, boy is complaining about y'all ain't got nothing that don't have organic in it. And when he asked about the milk, she said almond milk is better for you and all this shit. It was like, how long it takes to, squeeze the milk out of an almond and all this stuff. It was something that made sense to the point that Charlie told Micah, tell your friend I'm thinking about going back to regular milk. But, that happened. And Charlie was asking, so where Kiki at? Well, Kiki had to go to a pep rally thing for a practice thing. Every time I said, so is Kiki not in the picture no more? Please, don't do that. At that moment, we're going to talk about Charlie. When Charlie first comes in, Charlie gets a phone call from David saying that he needs to speak with her and talk to her in person. Okay, so Davis finally comes over to the house the next day, and when he comes over, Micah sees him, and Micah walks right out. Charlie is confused by this, and at this point in time, this is when Davis proceeds to tell Charlie that 13 years ago, I had an affair, okay, and I have a daughter. Her mother died, and I'm going to move back to LA to take care of her full time. And I said, that is fucked up because of the way that he said it. She was like, what? He was like, so you moving back to LA? And then he tried to pull out the phone to show the picture to old girl. Charlie was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Don't try to use your child, this girl, to sweet talk and all this shit. He was like, I'm a damn good father. I take care of mine. I will make amends. I mean, just look. I said, bitch, get the fuck out of here. What irks me about Davis and his whole demeanor with this whole process is the fact that I think he did this whole thing wrong. He did the same thing that he did to Micah to Charlie. He presented the information to them as if they were supposed to be okay with it and just move on and accept the whole thing. No, it don't work that way. And I felt so bad for Charlie. And I know it's going to be somebody that's going to be like, well, they not together no more, so why she upset or why this is? Because you living in a fucking world where you thought in all your years of marriage that the only time that this motherfucker cheated on you was that one time that you found out that broke up your marriage. And then to come back and to realize with this newfound information that your husband at the time cheated on you 13 years earlier, and not only cheated on you, kept it a secret and had a child and never said anything about it. And never said anything to your son. And that's what really made her go off when he said, I told Micah about it. And then she was like, you told him about it without having me there with him to help him figure this shit out? Why would you do something like that? And I was just like, because he's a fucking dumbass. That's what it is. A dumbass nigga. A selfish nigga, if you ask me. And she went off. She was crying in that house by herself. And I said, this bitch is about to do something stupid. Charlie's about to do something stupid. Because that cry, that scream, oh my God, that was so gut-wrenching. Like, she got that from the gut, okay? From the bottoms of her fucking soul, all right? And she was trying to call Nova. She tried to call Ralph. She tried to call Aunt Vi, baby. She tried to call everybody. And everybody sent her to goddamn voicemail. And I was like, oh my goodness. And at the end of that, Jacob motherfucking Budo, he wanna fucking call her. Text her, talk about something. Can we meet up to talk about the weekly reports or whatever? So they go to a bar, shit-faced. She getting shit-faced, okay? They talking about some stuff. Next thing you know, we find out Jacob got a brother. Mind you, I forgot to say last week that Charlie found out some shit about, Vicky told her about some shit about the Landrys and all that stuff. One of them people's out there cheating on the wife and all this other stuff. She's just trying to get all the type of dirt on them. And so Jacob was sitting at the bar with her, and these dudes come over talking about something. We done with the East Quarter, the Middle Quarter, and all this stuff. So what else you need us to do? And it was like, I send over some stuff over there to you. And you saw how he tried to hurry up and shut them up and move them away from the whole situation. Charlie didn't catch on to it. But what we'll see next week is he lied about that EPA shit when he said the mercury, and that's the reason why he needed those people off the land, because Charlie gonna come up to them dudes and gonna ask them what was going on, and they wouldn't really tell her, and that's how they know. That's how you knew that he was lying, because when she brought up EPA, they was like, what? No, I can't tell you what's going on. I said, that is fucked up. And what made it so worse is the fact that after they vibing, they get up and they dancing with each other. And, you know, she wound up putting her head on his chest, a tear rolled down. They go outside. And I guess by now, because ain't nobody else in the bar, I guess she done sobered up a little bit. Because he was like, you good to go home? You good to drag your car? Bitch, they kiss. I said, the fuck out of here. Bitch, get me out of here. I ain't got time for this shit, bitch. I ain't got time for it. If I missed anything, you know, she go home and she get in that tub. And I said, girl, don't do nothing stupid, okay? Just sit there with your thoughts, but don't do nothing. Get out the tub later after you clean, okay? But, I thought she was finna go home and finish it off because she didn't go back home with Jacob. I thought she was finna get in the tub and just play with herself. No lie. My mind went there. But, you know, she had some shit to think about. But, you know, I was about to say that was Bring It. The Bring It got canceled or some shit. Anyway, Queen Sugar, y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.